Last week, Uganda Airlines made history with its inaugural flight to London. We take you back to that memorable day.
I was part of the maiden trip to London Gatwick. That was on May 18th. The journey started off very early. We had to check in. Check-in started at around 4, and by around 5:30 I had arrived at the airport with two of my colleagues who are also journalists from other media houses. We went through the check-in, which was smooth, and all at around 7 there was a short presser that the airline had organized, where we had the Chief Executive Officer Jennifer Bamuturaki, we had the British High Commissioner Lisa, and then we had the Transport Minister General Katumba Wamala, among other key government dignitaries, including the PSST, who was part of this flight.
On May 18th, at 9:50 a.m. on Monday, Uganda Airlines flight UR110 it departed Entebbe, bound for London Heathrow. According to Twaha, the entire flight journey was smooth for passengers, and they cheered on Senior Captain Sam Masaba, Captain Clive Okoth, and the entire crew, and they touched down at Gatwick.
About 2 hours into the flight, when we were about 41,000 feet above sea level, the crew came up and they informed us of the meals they were going to serve. Normally they serve 2 meals. The first one is a bit heavy. It was chicken and Irish, which was, very nice, but we had people who don't eat chicken, so they had greens and other stuff, so they provided for them as well. So we had the meals, which were very good, I think, to many people. Me personally, I enjoyed it. I had no problem with any of the meals. After the meals, of course, people started dozing off one by one, but that moment before we took off, people took a lot of pictures as they were entering. Because of that delay of about 25 minutes, people had the chance to upload them online, and before we knew it, the airline was trending. When we reached Gatwick, everyone was talking about what was happening, because they had uploaded their in-flight experience when we were still at the airport, because when you go up there's no internet, but that delay gave us an opportunity to upload those pictures.
At 16:55, Uganda Airlines flight UR110 touched down at London Heathrow Airport, marking a major milestone in Uganda's aviation history. At Gatwick, the crew and passengers were received by Jonathan Pollard, Gatwick's chief commercial officer.
The flight took about 8.5 hours from Entebbe to Gatwick. About 8, okay, let me say 9 hours. We were there for 9 hours, and then, pretty much 9 hours. We touched Gatwick about, in the evening, about 16 hours, around that. We were welcomed very well by the team. At Gatwick, we had Ugandans who were there dressed in our bitenges. Some were rapping on the Ugandan flag, and they were chanting those bulurus of people really enjoyed. And before you know it, at the airport there were many Ugandans, and the Brits were all looking at us shouting. Well, Ugandans in the UK, we had a summit, a UK-British summit, and one of the key things they like about this is that they used to take quite longer to reach London. You find that someone who is going to London, they had to take them to Kenya. From Kenya, they go to Ethiopia. From Ethiopia, they might take them to some other country, and before you know it, you spend more than 15 hours to reach London. So cutting the maybe 20 hours to 9 is really big for business, for someone doing business. When we had that summit, that was clear from all of them that it's going to help them in terms of doing business, but also it could mean someone could have supper in London, and before you know it, you could be having lunch in Kampala. So that's a plus for them, and they really appreciated Uganda Airlines, and of course the President for enabling this revival of the airline and straight to Gatwick.
The Uganda Airlines will run 4 times a week on Sundays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, using an Airbus A330-800neo. The 9-hour non-stop flight will offer 20 business class seats, 28 in premium economy, and 210 in economy. As Uganda Airlines continues to expand its routes and services, the country is poised for significant economic growth and development. New Vision TV. Stream smart, stream New Vision.